Their season around against Washington yesterday, losing 25-3. And to make matters worse, Andy Dalton left the game with a concussion after taking a late hit from linebacker John Bostic. The Cowboys finished with only 114 yards through the air while giving up 6 sacks, and Zeke was contained on the ground rushing for 45 yards. Skip, how do you feel about your Cowboys right now?
As you know, I have been a Dallas Cowboy fan since 1961. I live and die with this football team and have since I was 10 years old. Yesterday, for me, was simply the most humiliating and embarrassing football game featuring my Dallas Cowboys I have ever had to sit through, ever.
Worse than Monday night?
Worse than Monday night, because I remind you, this used to be our arch rival within the division.
Correct.
This was at Washington. This is the game you live and die for every year if you play for the Dallas Cowboys. And I remind you, 1960, they were an expansion team, so that didn't count. In 1989, when Jerry and Jimmy took over, they were basically an expansion team, so that doesn't count. This counted because this defense yesterday featured six players who have made Pro Bowls before, some of them multiple times. This offense yesterday featured 3 Pro Bowlers and 3 receivers, potentially who could go over 1,000 yards receiving. And what I saw against what used to be our arch rival at Washington was a team that came out heartless and gutless and did not even attempt to compete from the opening kickoff to the bitter end. I saw a team that has quit on, as I feared after the Monday night game, has quit on the head coach and on the defensive coordinator.
Already?
Yes, sir. This team is done. This team will lose at Philadelphia 40-3 because it has quit for the season. I'm not just talking about quitting for a game. It has quit for the season. And yesterday, mid-game, I tweeted this because it occurred to me, I'm shocked that Jerry hasn't done anything about it yet except to defend both the head coach and the new coordinator.
What can he do?
I'm now convinced that he is secretly hoping that they lose out and he wins the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes, and I'm not kidding about that. He is just enough of a shrewd operator. He can be dumb but not stupid,
right,
where I think he might sit back and say, we're just rebuilding anyway. I give up this year. Let's play for Trevor Lawrence, although I'm still not sure Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback in college, because Justin Fields, every time I watch him, I say, wait a second, timeout. But for Jerry, he would be probably playing for Trevor Lawrence. And
gives the BYU look good, too.
Well, he does. But the point is, in Jerry's mind, because he's not that big a college football fan, I want Trevor Lawrence. He's 6'5". He looks the part.
He knows the name.
Yeah, he knows the name, and he could say, then I don't have a Dak problem anymore. We could just cut bait with Dak, and we could go forward with Trevor Lawrence.
Little does he know, Dak price is going up, and Dak's not even playing.
That is correct. So I want everybody to let this sink in, that yesterday they were playing a team that was ranked dead last in rushing yards. Dead last in rushing yards were the former Washington, you know what they used to be, the Washington football team. And I want everybody to understand that a kid named Antonio Gibson had a career-high rushing yards of 82 for a game, and that in the first half yesterday, he had 94 on 11 carries. And if we could see his carry that went 12 yards for a touchdown that made it 9-0, it is so bad that nobody tries to tackle him. That's just heartless, gutless. We have quit.
You can run straight ahead.
We are done. We are done. Antonio Gibson, they turned him into Jim Brown.
I thought he was Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, well, there you go. At his best, at his greatest.
That's awful, Skip.
It was just awful. And for me, I knew it right out of the box, because the Redskins took the opening kickoff and moved all the way down the field until my defense actually made one play on a quarterback sneak by Kyle Allen from the 1-yard line on 4th down. They stuffed him. And I thought, oh, well, a sign of life. But then what happened, 3 plays later, Andy Dalton, who was running for his life the whole game because obviously the whole offensive line is backups except for the one weakest link. There you go. And he's running for his life to his right, and you have to protect the football because you know you're going to be running for your life, and you get blindside stripped, and the ball goes straight back into the end zone, and Dalton Schultz has to fall on it for a safety. And that was game over right then and there because this team is running away with the turnover differential on the negative.
Yeah.
It is horrendously bad. It's running away with the most turnovers given up in football, and it never takes the ball away. So it is a disaster waiting to happen. And actually, I guess I should find some solace in the fact that they only gave up 25 yesterday, but the Redskins were averaging 18 points a game, and they scored 25 on the Dallas Cowboys.
That was the easiest looking 25 that you will see.
So it's going to be very difficult for me to even watch the game at Philadelphia because the Eagles will just have their way with the team that is done for the season, not done for the week or the day, done for the season. And now I'm fascinated to see how Jerry Jones is going to talk his way out of this one.
Skip, you guys got y'all sorry butt on a plane and went way to D.C. to kick a field goal. Are you telling me that's what y'all did? The Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Everybody loves to watch them, and we won 5 Super Bowls. That's what y'all did, Skip.
And remember, my man CeeDee Lamb and my man Michael Gallup caught exactly 0.
They had the same amount of catches that you and I had.
That is correct.
We were on our couch watching them sorry routes.
Correct.
Skip, let me ask you this. What does your team, what do you do really well? Offense, defense, special teams, what do you do well? Nothing. Your offense can't protect, you can't run, you don't do anything. Defensively, you're terrible. Even now, you got my guy, John Fossil. You got to make it seem like he don't even know special teams, because you don't even really do that well.
Agreed.
Skip, this is the 6th straight game in which you've trailed by at least 14 points. We blame Jason Garrett.
By the way, to your point, it's 7 straight games in which we have failed to lead early. We've given up the lead early. It was 7-0 to the Rams. And then the last 6 games, we have fallen woefully, hopefully.